What's going on, traders? It's Ricky with TechBud Solutions. So we are officially going to start the $1,000 challenge. I'm sorry that it took so long to officially come up with this video on deciding if we're going to go from a cash account to a margin account. If you guys don't know what that is, we do have a helpful video explaining this specifically what the difference between both accounts are. But I ended up wanting to focus this challenge on a margin account. And the reason why is due to the compounding interest that I can see with the initial $1,000. And realistically, again, I don't want to make this more complicated than it has to be. Realistically, I'm doing this challenge in a sense to benefit my following and my members within TechBud Solutions. A majority of the members, the $1,000 to the $5,000 difference from cash to margin account that I was thinking of setting up, $1,000 I believe is more realistic for the average investor to have to invest rather than $5,000. And $5,000 might filter out a number of people, and I don't want them to feel like they're not part of this challenge. I want to make sure that as many people as possible can participate in this challenge and help one another out to motivate one another to see growth. And if we know anything about TechBud Solutions, is that we're always here for one another. We always want to help one another succeed and share best practices and share mistakes, right? That's what we do best. So I'm going to be starting with the $1,000, and I'm going to fund my cash account, and I'm going to fund my Robinhood account with simply just $1,000, and I'm going to start within next week. And what the plan was our plan was to from $1,000 to achieve $20,000. And what does that break down to, right? How can I see growth from $1,000 to $20,000? Although it seems like an enormous increase from initial $1,000 investment to $20,000, what it came down to when you do compounding interest, the growth that you have to see per day, since you can day trade 3 days out of a 5-day period, with those $1,000 on average, I need to see a 2.3% growth per day for the 3 days that I'm day trading, meaning that I'm only going to be day trading 3 days, and I need to make sure that I achieve 2.3% growth every single day for those 3 days within that week. Now, weekly, I'm going to be seeing a 7% growth, and then monthly, it's going to be 28% growth. I'm going to be a little shy of $20,000. It's going to be like 19,900 something. But just theoretically, that's going to be the closest you can get with that percentage. Now, if we go back to trying to achieve, that 7% per trade and trying to achieve that within a month and then within a year, if you guys do the math on that specific number, it's going to be so much greater. And the thing that I do different than this normal challenge than what I do with my current account with Robinhood is I don't use it as compounded, meaning that I don't get the money I make and reinvest it. I stick to a $3,000 risk account, meaning that I do compound $3,000 multiple times for my trades, but I don't continuously increase my account. And that's something that we're going to be experiencing once I continue to grow this account. So I'm going to do the breakdown from the $1,000 to the $20,000 on the growth that we have to see. Realistically, what I want you guys to achieve, again, is that 2.3% growth per day and 7% growth per week. If you guys know anything about this group and have seen the people that have been participating with TechBud Solutions, there's hundreds, if not thousands, of posts within our TechBud Solutions, platform and group chat of people bringing in, 5 to 10% growth every single day. So I think 2 to 3% growth per day isn't far-fetched. Now, there's going to be certain things that we have to make sure we focus on this challenge. We need to make sure that we stick to our rules, meaning that to see this growth, we need to minimize loss, right? We need to reduce the amount of money that we lose. And that's the only real way that we're going to see growth. It's very naive if you think that you're not going to see growth. So although your quota or your goal per day is 2.3%, making 3%, 4%, 5% per day wouldn't be a bad idea, or striving for that, because you are going to have red days and you want to make sure that your green days oversee your red days. That's going to be one of the biggest things. Make sure you always have a plan to minimize loss and promote growth. All right, so the second thing is going to be you want to make sure that you don't hold any penny stock overnight. This is going to be a huge drawback for individuals that hold penny stocks overnight and see huge drops in their account because they end up holding a penny stock overnight. I want to make sure that we continuously see growth within every single time we trade. And if we want to focus on 2.3% growth on average per day for 3 days out of per week for the month and then for the year, we need to make sure that we minimize loss. And the only way we can do that is if we have control of our assets, if we have control of our investments. And when the market closes, you have no control. So that's going to be the thing I really want you guys to focus on. Now, we talked about minimizing loss, we talked about not holding overnight, and then now it comes to planning and having a quality watch list. We do have a video, it's called 3 Simple Steps on How to Build, your penny stock watch list. I would suggest watching that to make sure that you have a quality watch list to, in a sense, assist you with this challenge. But I also want to make sure that you guys have the proper plan to succeed when it comes to investing. So like we said, we only trade penny stocks that have 10% potential, meaning that if you see within the past, 2 to 3 days that it has profit margins of about 10%, then that shows that it has 10% potential. You never want to hold a penny stock overnight, and then you always want to make sure that you cut losses as short as possible. That's the plan. So understanding, the support, the resistance, where to cut losses, and not trading based on anyone else's opinion. No matter what, no matter how experienced the person that you're receiving advice from, always know that you should not be receiving or actually implementing anyone else's decision or ideas into your trades. It's okay being open-minded, and it's okay to learn from other individuals, but that doesn't mean that you have to follow or mimic their trades. You are here to learn and grow as an investor, and you're starting with simply $1,000. And for those that think of $1,000 as not much, and those who think that $1,000 is a lot, then I want to make sure that you guys value this $1,000 investment, because it's the difference that you guys can see from $1,000 to $20,000 within 12 months. It's not going to be easy, and it means you're going to have to wake up, every single morning very early, especially if you're here Mountain Standard Time, and you're going to have to put a lot of hard work behind, closed doors when it comes to analyzing and learning, because these videos aren't going to just do you justice. You want to make sure that you are aware of how the market is doing, how to identify potential, and how to set up a plan for success. And although it might be a simple concept, and then the growth that you have to achieve might be viewed as something very minimal, if it was so easy, then everyone would be rich, right? Although you guys might view the 2.3% as a simple concept, I want to make sure that you guys try as hard as you guys can, or as focused as possible, to make sure that you guys achieve this growth per day, per week, and then also per month, and then overall per year, right? So I'm going to be tracking my success every week and then every month as the time goes by. And then once we launch our TechBuild Solutions platform, we plan on integrating a service, or in a sense a feature, that will allow you to keep track of this growth, because I want to make sure that you guys aren't just trading and day trading and just randomly locking in profits and don't know what to do with it. I want to make sure that you guys have a plan and stick to it and work harder to achieve that goal. And that's really just it. So thank you guys again so much for tuning in. If you guys have any questions or suggestions, please leave them down in the comments. If you guys want to be a part of TechBuild Solutions, feel free to click on the link down in the description, and then we'd love to be a part of your success. On the top pinned post within our Facebook TechBuild Solutions platform, you have access to the numerous group chats that we have available. Again, they are all free, and we have a little bit over 12,000 members worldwide that you have access to share best practices and share mistakes in effort to promote growth. I do want to make sure that you guys understand that this growth that we are trying to achieve is something that I find to be realistic. This is just a plan for myself and for other people to follow, that they can see as something that they can achieve. If you guys want to strive for a little bit more or a little bit less, set up your own plan. This is just a challenge to get you guys motivated and spark that interest. I want to make sure that you guys do it within your own means and achieve your success. So if it's not starting with $1,000, maybe $500 or $100, and see how you can see this compounding interest and what it can turn out to be if you're consistent and persistent, right? Overall, that's really just it. I'm super excited for what this challenge is going to bring within our group, and I think it could bring a lot of traders to the next level. Thank you guys again so much for watching. I can't thank you guys enough for the support. If you guys can like and subscribe, we'd greatly appreciate it, like always. And that's really just it. Let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take care, guys.